over here. Hey, look, I can smoke over here. Cool. Nobody's here yet, but I was on TikTok, um, and people talking about Trump. They all wanted to talk about Trump, and so I talked about it. Talked about the election and stuff, and I got my live taken down uh, because TikTok sucks. Um, TikTok's an absolute toxic fucking wasteland of bullshit. So I decided I'd come over here. Hey, Rusty, how are you? So hopefully people get the message from TikTok. I don't even know if I want to waste much time going live on TikTok. Hopefully there's a way to bring guests on here. I've never really done that. What happens if I press this plus? I can start a poll. I can share it. I'm going to share it here. Let me share it to Facebook because I had people on Facebook. Okay, hello y'all. Rusty's here. I seen it. Shared on Facebook. Drop tickets. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had like 5,000 likes, but TikTok has changed their appeal process. You don't get to say anything. You just get to say, I disagree with the decision and appeal. That's all you get to do anymore. I didn't know you were up to 10 on the clock app right now. What? 10,000? On, oh, wait, clock app? It's TikTok. Uncle Birch 10. Yeah. I was on Uncle Birch 8. Uncle Birch 8 still works. Uncle Birch 9 does not. And Uncle Birch 10, I just started. So I was just live on Uncle Birch 8 when they took my live access away for several days. I'm just not even sure if I'm going to bother with that. I might just start, make a video. Hey, y'all, I'm going to be fucking live on YouTube at this time. This bullshit didn't happen over here, man. Didn't happen over here. I got 10,000 followers. I got 20 years of content. Never had a video taken down. Never had a live taken down. I can smoke. I can drink. I don't have to play stupid games. I can say rape instead of grape. I can say killed instead of unalived. I don't sound like a kindergartner just trying to talk on the stupid app. Uh, yeah. I need to spend more time on YouTube anyways. I mean, it's not this toxic bullshit. I don't care if it's an older crowd, man. I mean, the younger crowd's stupid. The majority of them are stupid. I mean, we got Trump largely because of first-time voters. First-time voters don't seem to understand how the economy works. And the first 3.5 years of Trump's economy was actually Obama's economy. So that means that the first 3.5 years of Biden's economy was actually Trump's economy. So now the first 3.5 years of the Trump administration's economy will be Biden's economy. And people go, look, prices went down. See, that's what we told you. The economy takes a long time to respond to changes done to the economy. But young kids have a very short memory and a very short attention span, 30 to 60 seconds, it seems. Yeah, they did not get the same education we got. No, absolutely not. We at least could concentrate for like 3-4 minutes. Even with all this, the herbs. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, where I teach witchcraft for a living. My classes have gotten more user-friendly over at gumroad.com/witchschool, which is, of course, WITCHSKEWL. Thank you. I fucking tell everybody this. Oh, why'd they hide that? Show it. There you go. There we go. YouTube should really have a way to bring guests on screen with you. That would be a game changer over here. I don't see any buttons that'll do that. What's this? What is that? At least 1 minute of video is needed to start a highlight. Oh, no, I'm not trying to highlight. Well, hello, how are you? Where are you all from? What's going on? Hopefully the TikTok people will find their way over here, because that was bullshit. Hate speech. I got taken down for hate speech. On Uncle Birch 9, I got taken down for child exploitation. Maybe because I mentioned that Trump appeared many times on Epstein's flight log and services log. The flight log's interesting enough, but the services log is where Trump several times booked massages with 14-year-old girls. And word is the massages start with a 14-year-old girl in her underwear coming in to give you a massage. And who knows what happens behind closed doors after that, but everything that the Trump supporters oppose, he is. All the QAnon stuff about Pizzagate and all that, no, Trump's actually that. He actually is. He's actually a pedo, actually a rapist, actually a child predator. Really. No, really. He is. A convicted rapist. The only reason he didn't get convicted of some of the sex with minors things is because those victims are all in fear of their lives because Trump's cronies have threatened them. Immediately, the next day, we had people on a campus, I believe it was in Texas, boys carrying signs, "Your body, my choice." Texas is an open carry state. I suggest, ladies, open carry. And when somebody comes up and says that to you, well, I think that's a threat. I think that's a threat. I think that should be justifiable homicide. You should be able to cap that individual right in the face. And I'm glad that I'm on YouTube and I can say that. On TikTok, I'd be banned right now. If you're not following me over here and you came over from TikTok, follow me here. I'll probably be spending a whole lot more time over here. I can't keep doing that on TikTok. I can't tolerate it. It's bullshit. I have 20 years of content here. I've taught 20 years of witchcraft on YouTube, and every video is still intact. Every video is still there. I've probably got 7 years of content that I've sunk into TikTok that has been lost, with each lost account getting up to 10 accounts. I can't remember everything that I said. I can't repeat all of those things. That's a lot of fucking work. On YouTube, I don't have to. It's still there. So if you're not following me, follow me over here on YouTube. Hit the like, comment, and the alert bell. Hit the alert bell so you get notified when I'm going live. I think I'm going to do that a whole lot more here now. I don't know why I should waste my time on TikTok doing that. Yeah, so like that live today, everything that was said on that live, I don't even think I can download that because of the community guidelines violation. So all that happened on TikTok today is lost forever, but not here on YouTube. We have adults over here. I agree, your body, my choice. Yeah, and that quote is Nick Fuentes. That's the first person to have said, "Your body, my choice." So if you don't know who he is, look him up. Epic piece of shit. Epic piece of shit. Nick Fuentes. Look him up. But fuck you. Fuck you, Monarch. Had all this milkweed. Every year we would spawn, probably 50 monarchs off our milkweed. And this year, they never showed up. And it turns out the milkweed needs them to show up. And all of my milkweed died. And now I got a monarch flying through. I got no milkweed for him, man. Fuck you, man. Where the hell were you? And I got to get more milkweed. Well, now I got to wait till spring. Get more milkweed for these damn monarchs. Couldn't find the damn plant. Man. Message retracted. Ooh. Kind of want to see that. Oh. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. I forgot where I was for a minute. I was leaning off screen to have a hit off my smoke. But we're over here on YouTube where adults are. I highly recommend that you spend more time on YouTube than TikTok anyways, because it's fucking toxic. It's TikToxic, man. I don't know why. I only tolerate TikTok because there's some good people out there looking for real information. They're looking to learn witchcraft, and they're learning bullshit. Here and there, they learn some good shit, but by and large, they're learning bullshit over there on TikTok. They need some actual, real teachers of witchcraft teaching witchcraft on TikTok. Man, I struggle with it. I'm 10 accounts in. That means 9 accounts lost. Well, actually, I still have 8. So I don't know. 8 accounts lost. And, I lose that content. So I still stay there for those people, but not for myself. I don't like it. I don't like TikTok. It's toxic. People are full of fucking crap. People teach a bunch of crap. And then they just repeat a bunch of crap. That's TikTok, man. And they can just take down your live access or take down your video because an algorithm and a bot says that you did something bad and no human ever looked at it. YouTube doesn't have that. They have staff. I mean, YouTube's owned by Google. They have staff. Humans look at it, decide whether you violated it. TikTok could afford that. They could afford actual people. TikTok used to have a thing where when you did the appeal, you could also leave a comment. My comment would always be, my videos being maliciously mass reported, please help. And I won every time that I said that, and now they took that away. Now you don't get to make a comment. You just get to hit appeal. You get to hit whether you agree with it or not, and then you get to hit appeal. And then the appeals never seem to go through now, especially because I'm talking about Trump. I said he's a twat. Autocorrect didn't like that word. What did it autocorrect it to? I always think that's the funniest part. Like, for the longest time, blessed be is a common witch phrase all the way back to the times of Wicca, and people still use it. And so BB tended to be, the initials for that. You just say BB. And for the longest time, my phone would correct to Bob. Every time I tried to say BB, it would say Bob at the end of my post. Eventually, forcing the autocorrect to recognize BB made it recognize it, so it recognized it. So I got about 12 people in here and only 2 people commenting. So let me know if you came over from TikTok. I'd like to know how many people made it over here from that fiasco bullshit that happened. Jordan, how are you? I'm glad you made it over here. Hate speech. Chandra, hi. So hate speech. Was I hating? Was I hating on anybody? I always say, don't be hating. I wasn't hating on nobody. I wasn't doing no hate speech, but no human ever looked at it. Miss Merkba from my side of Texas. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I was just speaking truth. I mean, we were, I was prepared to talk about what anybody wanted to talk about. Everybody was talking about the election, so of course I have a lot of opinions on that. Yeah, I'm not hating. Never. I don't need to hate. I get vengeance. And Alyssa's from YouTube. Okay, cool. Well, again, if you're not following me over here, hit the like, follow, and alert bells so you get the notification when I go live. I'll definitely be going live here more um, in the next couple days because I can't go live on TikTok, but I just don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to expose myself to that kind of crap again. And I'll just have to start plugging the YouTube channel on my TikTok channel. It's just bullshit. You know, everything that I just said on TikTok is lost forever because there was a content violation. So I won't even be able to download that and repost it to YouTube. So um, literally a waste of time. And here, I could smoke. I've smoked bowls on YouTube. Maybe I'll do that again. Full moon energy and magic. Yes. Well, full moon tends to be the manifestation portion of the magic. Most magics are started on the full moon or on the new moon and completed on the full moon. We hear you. I'm not on anywhere but here. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be spending more time here anyways. I've neglected my YouTube audience. I need to make videos just for YouTube um, rather than just share the ones that I do on TikTok. Um, I'm hanging it over 10,000 followers here, 20 years of content at least. Um, Everything's still there. Nothing's been taken down. No community guidelines violations. Um, I only keep it up at TikTok because there's people out on TikTok that seem to still need that I really need to just get over here. I stick it out because there's so many people, new witches and stuff, trying to learn witchcraft, um, and they're just being fed bullshit over there. Do whatever you feel. Intent is all that matters. No, no, it isn't. I can intend shit all day. Right now, I'm intending to win the lottery. Unless I actually go get a ticket, I can't win the lottery. Unless I actually go get a ticket and do some magic on it, I can't win the lottery. But I can intend to win the lottery all fucking day long. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Intent without action doesn't accomplish a thing, period. And these are the biggest things that are said on TikTok, are those two things. Intent is all that matters. Do whatever you feel. Do whatever you feel, really? Let me ask, let me poll the 12 people here. Have your feelings ever led you astray? Were your feelings always right? If you said yes, well, then that means you're in the perfect life with the perfect partner of your life, and everything has worked out following your feelings. Most people have not had that experience by following their feelings and trusting their feelings. My mom's new boyfriend found a paper I was researching on the craft. Ooh, then what happened? Tell me. Tell me more. Well, I'm looking at my battery level. Probably not going to be here that long. um, I don't have a charger out here right now. The skies speak volumes. New leaders are being lined up. Those leaders aren't necessarily just arriving. As you said, it takes more than intention. Absolutely. Oh, I don't trust my feelings when it comes to witchcraft. It would hurt people. Absolutely. You know, I was born a Cancer, a sign ruled by their feelings. But I also grew up in a craft where what we were taught was our goal in this uh, manifestation of our existence, incarnation, was to accomplish all of the strengths of each zodiological sign and overcome the weaknesses of the sign. And the weaknesses of Cancer is being ruled by your emotions. and taking action based on emotion. I've worked very hard not to be that person and not to be ruled by my emotions. I believe that people that you meet that directly adhere to their sun sign have not done much spiritual work, because the goal is not to be your sun sign, it's to overcome your sun sign. And spiritual work leads you to that. So people that are exactly like their book says about their sun sign, they got some work to do. Now they suspect I'm a witch. I was trying to keep this a secret. Wow, it's been a long time. Long time since I've been in the broom closet. I guess 46 years. Didn't work out. I always have to step back and look at the big picture. One thing that I've a mantra that I've given myself: never take an action based on an emotion. Okay, emotions are very powerful, and you can use your Cancerian ways in very powerful ways. You can evoke those emotions when necessary at the altar when doing magic, and they are extremely powerful. If you let those emotions evoke things on their own, they're not very powerful, and they will only do damage in your life. So, um, don't suppress that emotion. Save it for another time. Okay, I'm going to deal with you on the full moon. We'll address this on the new moon. Um, wherever you got, and then you evoke that emotion in a magical setting for power. Emotion is power. Like I could steam up my sunglasses by evoking an emotion through my eyes, and then I can't see through my fucking sunglasses. but, but emotion is a very powerful force, but you need to have some control over the emotion. Don't let the emotion rule you. You rule the emotion. Don't take an action based on an emotion. Take that action later if it seems justified later after you've thought about it logically and stuff, and then evoke that emotion to give you the energy towards that spell. So being Cancer, being emotional can be a very powerful place if you take the reins and not the ride. And this I say about everything. Mercury retrograde, all that. It's like, that's not meant for a witch to stop doing what they're doing. It's meant for a witch to see the forces that exist and work to overcome those forces. We take the reins of Mercury retrograde. We don't take the ride. Cancer rising with a full Capricorn. That could be a cool balance. The earth side kind of balance you out. Help your money side, all that. Hey, what are your thoughts on Nirvana? Oh, I love them, man. It smells like Teen Spirit. That was an epic time. The Anarchy cheerleaders, and it sounded just like punk, and they looked kind of punk. It was kind of punk. I think of the grunge movement as an offshoot of punk. Now, I suspect that you're talking about the Eastern philosophy of Nirvana. Um, I think everybody's got something like that. General paganism, it was the Summerland, the happy hunting ground, which actually referred to the land of Sumer. Definitely take emotion by the horns and wait. Watch and wait. Absolutely. I meant Buddhism. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I was just kind of fucking with you. But yeah, I mean, the meditative processes that exist in witchcraft have all been borrowed from the Eastern philosophies. And as such, they develop very similar ideas. But I was in Nirvana earlier. I have two dogs. One's just a sweetheart, and the other one, Mojo, is a total asshole. And I take him out walking. Mojo's constantly pulling me, make me spill my beer, barks at every dog he sees, totally goes off, like yanks my arm out of my socket. So today I said, you know, fuck it. I've had enough. Um, Me taking the dogs for a walk is as much about me as it is about them. It's about me being able to relax at the end of a long day of work, take the dogs out for a walk. So I took the nice dog out for a walk by himself. The asshole dog was flipping out, flipping out, flipping out, flipping out. And nice dog got to make friends with other dogs, which he doesn't get to do because the other dog's usually going off at those dogs and trying to bite them and shit. And he just had a great time. I was walking around. I came home and my wife says, "How was it?" I said, "Fucking Nirvana. It was great." And then I took out the asshole dog because I'm not going to just not take him for a walk. So I took him out by himself. Yeah, it turns out that the asshole dog thinks that he's an alpha, even though he's way smaller than the really nice dog. Um, and he acts like an alpha, and a lot of his behavioral problems when we go out for a walk is him trying to act like he's the fucking alpha. When we're out for a walk, I'm the fucking alpha. I never refer to myself as an alpha. I'm the fucking pack leader, okay? They need to do what I say, or they can stay home and not go for a fucking walk. But at any rate, I took the asshole dog out by himself. He's a very different dog. He stuck right with me. He wasn't barking at other dogs, wasn't being an asshole, wasn't pulling me, wasn't pulling my arm out of my socket. So basically, I have a whole lot more walking in my future. I have to take 2 walks, one with each dog now, until hopefully eventually I can get him past his asshole ways. But for me, that was my nirvana for the day. Long answer to not really answer your question, I guess. Definitely leader, alpha, whatever. Dogs, that's adorable. Well, I found out, so recently on TikTok, I made peace with Baihu Bruja. We've been in a Cold War for years. For some reason, I don't even remember why. And then, after we made friends again, I got to hear about all these people that were talking shit and laughing when my cat died. Sabo, my black cat. My first black cat of my entire witch life. My only black cat so far of my entire witch life. That actually was rescued from my witch store. There was somebody in my witch store that was doing feral rescue. And I relieved them for lunch. And they didn't mention that this tub on the floor that kept moving was full of kittens. And I got curious and I popped open the lid of this fucking thing. And, 8 kittens came bounding all over my fucking witch store. And this black cat, jumped up on the couch. And his sister was climbing up the couch. And, eventually it was like hanging by one paw off the couch. And Sabo reached over and bit her paw and let her fall. And I loved him. I fell in love with that. It was my first. I have tried to get a black cat my entire witch life, 45 years. I always came home with a tabby. I always fell in love with a tabby and brought a tabby home. But this black cat just came into my life. He was in my witch store. He was feral. I just took him home. That was one of the first times I ever really told Aunt Marta what I was going to do and didn't ask permission. I said, I'm bringing home a cat. We have a new cat. And she didn't argue with me. 20 years. He had a great life, 20 years. And he died of, fucking old age. He got worse and worse until he just, fell over one fucking day. He's buried over there in the backyard. And these people talk shit about that. They talk shit about my cat dying because they don't like me. They laughed at a witch's animal dying. I can't wrap my head around being such a piece of shit. I could never be such a piece of shit. Even if my arch enemy's fucking beloved animal died, I could never be that fucking person, man. I wouldn't want to fucking be. But I found out about that. So now, um, well, since I brought that up, so we found these two kittens online, and they were siblings, and so we said, we need to adopt both of them because they're siblings. They need to stay together. And it turned out that the rescue that we were looking at wasn't actually in existence anymore, and these cats were about 5 years old. Um, so we found this other rescue, and I told the woman what had happened with this other one. I said, we had these cats. We were totally gonna, go get those cats. And it turned out that rescue wasn't legit, and we were gonna adopt two of them. And she says, well, actually, I have these two kittens, and they're siblings, and they're feral rescues, and they were adopted a couple months ago, and the woman that adopted them, her mom has had some. She had to move in with her mom. Her mom's got health complications, and her mom's allergic to cats, and she's got to bring them back. She's bringing them back tomorrow. And I said, without even seeing a picture of these cats, and just hearing that they had their forever home, they thought, and they were happy, and then that got taken away from them, and they were going to be taken back to the rescue. We said, we will adopt them right now. She goes, well, do you need to see a picture? I said, no, I don't need anything. Those cats are not going to have that existence if I can help it. If I can give those fucking cats a home after they thought they were going to fucking have a home and then have their home fucking ripped out from under them, I will love those fucking cats, man. And they're the greatest fucking cats ever, both of them. The girl, it's Biggie and Smalls. The boy is Biggie, the girl's Smalls. Biggie is bigger, Smalls is smaller. They're very different, but we have this there's this 5-bedroom, 2-story house with open ceilings and like rafters, and it's Sabo was really old, so Sabo never. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Um, Sabo was really old, so he never really got to experience the joy of uh, a cat amusement park, which our house is. But the new cats, the fucking kittens, they're all over those fucking rafters, man. They're all crawling around up above our heads and shit, and meowing down at us. And then the other day, Smalls fell, and she fell right on top of the ceiling fan that was on, and landed on one of the things. And if it had been Biggie would have busted straight through that ceiling fan. But Smalls is pretty small. She's a little petite little girl, and she fell onto the fucking ceiling fan and just held on for dear life, howling. And I had to get up there on a chair, turn off the ceiling fan, pry off her paws. She's holding on for dear life, and then immediately, as soon as I pry it off, she'd grab again. It took a while, but eventually she knows that I saved her. Um, but I got her down. She's just spinning around, for a while until I got up there and turned off the fucking ceiling fan. I had nightmares of that happening, and then it happened. But she was okay. She was okay. But it's a cat amusement park. They're running around on these fucking rafters. They run down the stairs, and they run up the stairs, and they run across the rafters. They're total fucking kittens, and they're having a good time. I mean, they're about medium sized now, but they still act like kittens. I guess that entire story was about, how people were assholes about my cat dying, and I was like, you move on, and you find out that I don't know how this works in craft context, but every time I get a new dog, there's something of the old dog in the new dog. Every time I get a new cat, there's something of the old cat in the new cat. I don't know if they share souls or what it is, but there's just certain things they'll do that are something the other animal used to do. And I don't know how that works in the greater scheme of things. If their souls are recycled to stay in our lives. That's why I'll keep getting, every time an animal passes, I'll get another one. Um, I just keep that piece of their soul in my life. I'm not sure um, that any research has been done on this, but I've heard lots of people talk about that. Animals have a bond with us that is beyond the grave. It carries on into the next animals that we have. I think somehow, and I've often said that I do not know if the soul has contains the individuality that we believe it has. I believe that soulmates are two pieces of the same soul, manifest here to do something that those two souls needed to do. And some soulmates are adversarial soulmates. Some people can be born in the same plane with their adversary from another life. But there is part of me that believes that those are actually one soul, split off into several segments. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but some of my thinking. Believe mine are reincarnated. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's stuff that Biggie does. It's the exact same stuff Sabo used to do. There's spots he likes where there were Sabo's spots. That's where he likes to hang out. That same place that Sabo does. He acts like Sabo did. And Sabo was blind for his last 2 years. And there were a couple times, I had some videos on my old account of Sabo just walking around in circles. It was weird, so I filmed it, but that was Sabo's decline. Sabo was, on his way out, probably a couple months after Sabo was walking around in circles. Sabo passed from old age. I have an identical twin sister and have studied the soulmates on many levels. It's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I believe in reincarnation of cells and particles. Particles, atoms, whatever you have. The atoms that formed my body and at my birth had been other things. They've been stars, planets, other people, animals, you name it. And the vibration of those atoms still continues as a vibrational form. Basically, I mean, atoms are just vibrating to become solids. Like this is just atoms, that's just atoms. And then, your atoms change over time. I don't have the same atoms that I had when I was born. But one of those atoms, or one of the atoms that I have in me now, could have been an atom that was in Cleopatra. And for the longest time, it's like, well, I don't know if I believe in reincarnation because everybody was Cleopatra in a past life. Well, with my theory, we could have all been Cleopatra. We could all have an atom in us that was an atom from Cleopatra that's vibrating that vibration, and that's why we're feeling it. Particle memory is my growing theory of reincarnation, that the particles remember who they were, and that we have particles in us that have been many things at the same time. And we got millions of atoms in us that have been millions of different things all at once. All of that vibration is part of our making. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do with that either, but it's a growing theory and would explain reincarnation in a way that the unexplainable parts of reincarnation can easily be explained. Princess of Wales is join the king, senior royals at something. Okay, whatever. All right. Well, I'm at 20% battery, so I'm gonna have to go, y'all. But again, hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. And then you'll know when I go live here. I'll probably be doing that a lot more often than going TikTok live. And I'm probably going to be spending a lot more time on YouTube than I do on TikTok. I'll probably make videos on YouTube and then share the YouTube videos to TikTok rather than the other way around. And that'll save me from copyright restrictions and that kind of thing. Same as those who get along very well with animals, is because we are one and the same will. Well, traditionally, witches have always had a special relationship with animals. That is why the inquisitors said that we all had a familiar. The idea of a witch having a familiar that is an animal is a creation of our persecutors, is a creation of the witch trials. Witches have always had an extreme bond with animals. Some old witch hunting manuals said that we treat them as equals and speak to them as such. And that has historically been the truth about witches and animals. We have a special connection with animals. However, are they familiars? The language of familiar comes from ceremonial magic, and it's forcing a spirit to become your familiar spirit. And the way they did that was through a great series of spiritual torture to enslave the spirit to become a familiar. My cats would kick my ass if I even thought of doing that. They are not slaves. They are companions, friends, and equals to witches. But the language of familiar, we need to be careful where we use that, because it doesn't mean what a lot of people think it means. We have animal companions. We are one with our animal companions. We have different relationship with our animal companions than other types of people do. But that does not make them familiars. I would never enslave one of my animals to do my bidding. They do my bidding because they love me, and I love them back. And I love you all too. So, I'll see you next time. Merry meet, merry part. Merry meet again, y'all.